How would you determine complex post-traumatic stress disorder versus borderline personality disorder? I'm a clinical psychologist and there's a lot of overlap, so let's break it down. Borderline personality disorder is a personality disorder that often develops in late adolescence, and people aren't usually diagnosed until 18 or above. Yes, you can be potentially diagnosed when you're younger, but usually your personality is still forming. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder can be diagnosed at any time, and it starts in childhood. It's called complex because you usually are exposed to repeated, reoccurring episodes of trauma from your childhood, and that's why it's complex, because this person doesn't have a stable sense of self. Now, the person with borderline personality disorder, they struggle with mood swings and they can engage in impulsivity, and they also have an unstable sense of self. Now, whilst people with BPD are impulsive, people with complex post-traumatic stress disorder aren't necessarily impulsive, even though they may also experience anxiety, fear, and overwhelm. Now, there are differences in the relational patterns. People with borderline personality disorder fear abandonment and may go to frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. Whereas the person with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, they may shut down and withdraw in relationships, but they don't necessarily have this fear of abandonment. Both disorders can have a negative view of the self. The person with complex PTSD may think I'm worthless, whereas the person with BPD might say, I don't know who I am, and their sense of self-worth and identity can definitely fluctuate. Now, both disorders can experience dissociation, but for different reasons. This complex PTSD is all about trauma. People with BPD have usually gone through trauma, but it's not an identifying factor. Now, the treatment may vary for both. If you want a second video explaining that, let me know in the comments.